What's up, sports freaks, and welcome to All Sports Media Team presents Triple B 2.0. Our title this week is On the Prowl, and there's reasons for that, Gilbert. It's been a crazy week this week. Before we jump into these stories, got to give my intro. All right, now it's just me and the A plus man, Gilbert A plus Asensio. Gilbert, what's cracking, bro?
How much, bro? Just Friday night, man. I want to see what's going on SmackDown today.
Bro, you're wearing Yankees. What are we doing? What are we doing with this? Why? Why?
Let's just get into the show, bro.
Yeah, you should be training us. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, sports freaks, again, Triple B 2.0, episode 14 on the Prowl. And this week, it's been absolutely banana sandwich from Tiger Woods' car accident, which we'll talk about. We had a bunch of things that look like a car accident in the Elimination Chamber. We got some
Oh yeah.
huge WrestleMania news, some big, wink, wink, AEW news. We also got some big NBA news, including the champions not doing too hot, which sucks for us. We're Laker fans. Some Olympic news that's going to make me cuss up a storm, so be ready for that. Some MMA news will also make me cuss up a storm, so be ready for that. Oh, we got a lot of those today. So a pretty cool tennis story of a girl who's going to be a legend. I mean, there's no other way to talk about Naomi Osaka except for that. It's going to be a legend, bro. The Sparks made two big deals, which I'm super happy about. We'll talk about that. Some sick college news, some cool hockey news, because, they played on the lake this past week, so we'll talk about that. Where's JJ Watt going to go? And spring training is on its way. Let's do this. All right. Yes, sir. As you can see behind me, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we woke up to this week. It was absolutely crazy. I'm not going to lie, Gilbert. I don't know how you felt, but when I saw that, my instant thought was Kobe Bryant. That was my instant thought was, oh my God, here we go again. How did you feel when you saw this footage?
Well, when I first heard of the news, I was like, again, because this is not the first time he was in a car crash, but I guess this car crash was more severe than the other, and I'm just glad he's okay. I'm glad his surgery went well, and I'm praying for him.
Yeah, I pray for him as well, but it was just out of the blue, man. He was going downhill. Ranchos Palos Verdes, I believe it was, 7:12 in the morning. He was going to actually meet your boy Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers and Drew Brees for a golf shoot of some sort, I believe, golf video. And he was on his way. And we don't know exactly what happened, what caused this, but it was a massive rollover crash. It was a Genesis, I believe is what the car was. You could see in the picture, it's absolutely destroyed. Look at this. Yeah. I don't know how he lived. The sheriff that came on, the deputy that came on said he's lucky to be alive. The airbag and the seatbelt saved him. So Eldred Tiger Woods was out driving. We don't know what happened. Massive rollover, totaled his Genesis. The whole front end was destroyed. His bumper was halfway down the street. He ended up in the brush. I believe he hit a tree. He had just missed hitting a pole. Like, he could have died in so many ways. Like, God was like, look, bro, you messed up again, but I got you. You're going to be hurting, but I got you, So I hope he did come out of surgery. They said he was coherent after the crash, more in shock than anything. The original report was that he was removed with the jaws of life. I unfortunately said that as well on our website. But then I referred that it wasn't exactly what happened. They used it was like a tool crowbar kind of thing to pop out the windshield and pull him out. God, if you ask me, he got out lucky. Tiger Woods got out. I mean, I'm not gonna say lucky because that's a scary ass experience. Okay, I've been hit where I got hit and went airborne through a sign in a freaking Astro van. Fell down, my car just went all over the place. In an empty parking lot. Thank God it was a Saturday, because if it was any other day during the week, I'd be dead. Like, I still remember this accident. But he suffered a compound fracture, I believe, in his right leg, and he shattered his right ankle. So, yeah, he won't be at any tournaments anytime soon. But they said he will more than likely recover, but it's going to be a lot of surgeries, and it's going to be a long, long road. So we may never see Tiger Woods swing a golf club again. And it's weird, huh?
And for him to literally walk out, that's just a miracle in that, because from what I heard, he almost lost a leg,
Well, he could have easily inches away. You got to think about it. Look at the car. Let me move. Look at the car.
That's what I'm saying. It
Destroyed.
was as bad as the accident was. He's lucky he's in stable condition right now.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, God gave him another chance. I mean, sometimes you need those. You never know what's going to happen in your life, and things happen for a reason. I'm praying for his son. I'm praying, for his family, his wife, and his coaches, and the whole PGA family. It was scary. I mean, Jordan. I think was it Jordan Spieth? I think it was Jordan Spieth. Don't quote me on that. But they actually had a tournament the next day. They were supposed to have a tournament, and they all came on the presser. They're just like, they were so emotional. They were scared for him. They were like, hey, he's a mentor. He is golf. Like everybody with Kobe. Kobe is basketball. When I saw this, the very first thought, I said, oh my God, here we go again. There's no way. And the fact that it was so close, 3 weeks from when but Kobe's funeral was on the 24th. So it was only it was a little bit before that, if I remember correctly.
It's so crazy that just the LA is like the roads are so narrow, man. You just gotta be careful out there. Even
well, this was out in Ranchos Palos Verdes, and they said that it was a little windy, and they said that there was a part where you go straight, and then the other lane is coming this way and it has a little curve. But it looks like, if you've ever been to El Monte or oh God, I'm trying to think, San Gabriel, how they have where you veer into other lanes like that, a curve into another street. Look like that, but that wasn't the case. So there's rumors, I emphasize rumors, that maybe another vehicle was oncoming and he swerved away, or it could have been a coyote. There's so many things up in the hills,
Right.
So I'm just glad that he came out alive. I'm praying for a smooth recovery, because he's definitely going to need it. So again, from All Sports Media team to the Woods family, to Tiger Woods, to his wife, to his son, we're praying for you. It's going to be a long road. So prayers as you come out of this. Gilbert, I think we should pray also for some WWE superstars, because those guys had to jump in the Elimination Chamber this week.
Oh man, and it was a hell of a match, bro.
Every match. So you've never seen. Go ahead.
Oh no, definitely held its own. Definitely every match was a great match.
Yeah, and if you've never seen an Elimination Chamber match, it's literally a cage match, a Hell in a Cell, and a Royal Rumble all in one. That and a Survivor Series. It's pretty much how it works. And that cage is very hard. There's nothing really padded in there. They even interviewed a bunch of people before the show, on the pre-show, and they were talking about even the mat is freaking hard as hell. So it is crazy. Okay, so pre-show, we talked about last week that Keith Lee more than likely wasn't going to be in the United States title match because of him being sick. Apparently he was injured and was not able to make it on the pre-show, and they took him out, and instead of making it one-on-one Riddle against Lashley, they had a fatal four-way match between four very deserving superstars to be U.S. champion: Elias, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, and John Morrison. So that match was actually kind of cool to watch. I was excited. I mean, you got four different aspects of wrestlers in there. It was a pretty good match. John Morrison came out with the dub, with a roll-up, of course. John Morrison now is in the United States title match with Riddle and Bobby Lashley. That was our pre-show. A bunch of cool interviews. We get in the main card. Of course, we knew this was going to happen. Very first match was for the Universal Championship. I told you this was going to happen. Universal Championship. Actually, it was for the number one contendership. I'm sorry. It's for the number one contendership. Winner of this chamber fought Roman Reigns, finger quotes, later that night for the title. So in this match was King Corbin, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. I chose Cesaro. I believe you chose Jey Uso, right?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So we were both wrong, but the match was really good. They started the match with two amazing wrestlers that used to fight in Ring of Honor, I believe it was, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, when he was Claudio Castagnoli and Daniel Bryan with Bryan Danielson. They had a great technical feud, and it was awesome. And it's crazy because they started and they ended. So that was pretty awesome. So they started, they ended. What else happened that was pretty crazy? Yeah. So in the end, it would be Daniel Bryan that pulled it out, which I would love to see this match again. Cesaro made it to the end. I thought Cesaro was going to win. I was ready to like cheer and get all crazy. Daniel Bryan pulls it out. I think this is more of a fan favorite kind of thing. Everybody expected Daniel Bryan to get it. So Daniel Bryan gets it. I called this. I freaking called this, Gilbert. Second after that cage started raising, what did we hear?
You know what we heard.
What did we hear?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns' music hits. He comes straight out. Freaking goes all freaking crazy. And he didn't beat Daniel Bryan right away because Daniel Bryan got him in the yes lock.
Yep.
And then Daniel's already hurt, beat up, tired as hell, and now he's got to fight a fresh Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns pretty much takes him out. Let's be real. He takes him out. He retains the Universal Championship, which everybody expected him to do, and he did that. So Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion. He's cheering. He's showing up. He turns around, and what happened, Gilbert?
Boom! He gets speared by Edge.
Yes. And what does that mean, sir?
You know what it means. WrestleMania, Edge and Roman Reigns.
For the Universal Championship.
Yup.
How do you feel about that?
Spear versus spear. I mean, that was a match that was supposed to happen last year with Goldberg and Roman Reigns. But I like this matchup too. It's different.
Yeah. But like Roman's more of a powerhouse and Edge is more of a technical wrestler. But like you said, spear versus spear, And honestly, I think Edge has the more technical, stronger spear. So it's gonna be cool. I mean, let's be real. We all know that Edge is gonna win.
You're definitely right. He does have the technical, more technical in him. So we'll see though. But are you saying Edge is gonna take it?
I'm saying Edge walks out of WrestleMania the Universal Champion. I'm not saying he's gonna hold it very long, but he's gonna walk out Universal Champion. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that. Maybe at Backlash or whatever is after WrestleMania.
He'll get back.
Roman gets it back and someone else comes. But for now, I think Edge is going to walk out. We do have Fastlane coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Roman more than likely is not.
That shouldn't be around, bro. For us.
Fastlane's a damn joke. So the Fastlane's a joke.
Started, bro.
Fastlane is what I call a teaser pay-per-view. Like, because it's literally like 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Like I'm like, what the hell is this? So it's March 21st. WrestleMania is like first week of April. So March 21st is Fastlane, and we'll get into the matches that are in there, some of them. But like I said, it's just a teaser pay-per-view. It's like no one's gonna lose the title. No one's gonna, unless on the Raw side, because now Edge has chose Roman Reigns. Sorry, I got ESPN going back there. Edge chose Roman Reigns, so we all know, okay, well, who's going after Drew? So we'll get into that in just a little bit. But after this match, we have the U.S. title match, which I thought when you throw Morrison and Riddle in a match together, there's going to be some high flying. There's going to be some hard hits. And then, of course, you got the monster Bobby Lashley. I thought he was going to dominate both of them. I said Riddle was going to win. You said Riddle was going to win. It was a great match. And I knew when they kept it, it was a triple threat match. I knew that Riddle was going to walk out the United States champion. I knew he was going to win, and I knew he wasn't going to pin Lashley because it's good for storyline purposes, and that's exactly what happened. He's in the match with him. He ends up MVP came out on a crutch, and Riddle got the crutch because triple threat is no DQ, and he nails Lashley. Lashley falls out of the ring. This is towards the end, obviously.
Right.
And then he grabs Morrison. I think he hit Morrison too, and then he rolled. They got him in like a special pin, and Riddle pinned Morrison. He pinned Morrison.
Right.
He walks out the new United States champion.
Which counts as a victory.
Yes, it is. So he is the United States champion. And usually I would say, oh, well, Lashley's going to get a rematch. Lashley this. I don't think Lashley's going to go after that title.
We were wrong.
Yeah, we'll see in a little bit why. I knew this was going to be Riddle's push. We called it, dude.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's getting this push. I knew since he arrived that this kid was special. And look at this kid. Since the time he's been in the big leagues, he's been making a name for himself. And it's only from the top now for Riddle.
Sky's the limit for him. It's going to be a great match. I don't know if he's going to be defending the United States title at Fastlane. Probably more than likely. There's a good chance he might be. But I highly doubt it. I agree with you. I love that. I love Riddle. I've always liked Riddle. I liked him in NXT. I like him here. I like that they're actually giving him a push now, not making like, bruh, dude. Oh, he's Rob Van Dam 2.0, you know? So it's like, we don't need that again. After that, another match.
I love Roman, man.
Go ahead. I think you and I disagreed on this next match, the women's tag team championship match for the tag team titles. It was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I believe you chose Sasha and Bianca, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And they kicked butt for most of the match. And then, Sasha has issues. Yeah, Sasha has issues with Carmella, and Carmella is with that dude, Reginald. Reginald comes out, gets in the way as usual. I guess that distracted, I believe it was Sasha that got hit. She gets nailed. Nia drops the big leg drop, which is an insult to Hulk Hogan. Sorry, Hulk. But Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler walk out, the women's tag team champions. I told you they were going to win. They're going to hold the titles till they fight Raquel and Dakota. I guarantee you, after that NXT show, we will be talking about the new tag team champions, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. What do you think?
I think I have to agree with you on that, Ricky. I believe they're also going to get a push in the big leagues. But I believe what ended up happening with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, I think that's just going to cause more conflicts for maybe WrestleMania. And it might be a setup for a match to come.
Yeah, I never know. They've had a big push. And those two, if they face each other at WrestleMania, woo me. That's all I'm going to say. And then we got the main event. All former WWE champions in this match. This match did not disappoint at all. It was the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on Kofi Kingston versus the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy versus the Viper Randy Orton versus the Celtic Warrior Sheamus versus the Scottish Psychopath, the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. I picked Drew. You picked Drew. Mm-hmm. But we said something was going to happen. We both
were right.
We both thought Miz was going to cash in. And, well, you just spoiled it. But, yes, the Miz cashed in. But we'll get into that in just a minute because there was some crazy things that happened in the match I want to talk about. First off, how do you eliminate a legend like Randy Orton as quick as they did? Like, what the hell was that? Randy Orton got eliminated, 10 minutes into the match, 15 minutes into the match, something like that? And I was like, are you kidding me? Of all the names in there, you eliminate Randy Orton first?
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? That guy's been carrying the company. Anyway, but he got eliminated. He got pissed off and he RKO'd literally everybody. I believe that's when he hit all the RKOs and he left and there was AJ Styles' turn next. Like the clock was going to go off and he was going to be next. And Omos ripped off the plexiglass on the back part of AJ's pod. AJ ran around and ran into Randy Orton. Randy Orton didn't do anything to him. But he went in and tried to get the pin, didn't get the pin, obviously. So AJ went in early. What I thought was funny, though, is they kicked Omos out of ringside. This has got to be the biggest no disqualification match ever, and you just threw somebody out from ringside. How does that make sense? I'm just saying.
I mean, if anybody could do it, it's WWE. Nothing makes sense to WWE every now and then.
No shit, bro. And I was just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So Omos gets thrown out. Let's see. It was an awesome match. Drew McIntyre does walk out the WWE champion, as we all thought. And then they swerved us. They swerved us good because the thing went up. He had his title. His music was playing. He starts to walk out. And boom! Out came Bobby Lashley. I was like, oh, crap. Here we go. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Bobby Lashley's going to kick his ass. They're going to feud. It's going to be Lashley versus Drew at WrestleMania. That's not what happened, sir. Can you let everybody know what went down after that?
Well, yeah, man. First of all, I was surprised just to hear Bobby Lashley's music. I was definitely not expecting him to come out. I was definitely expecting the Miz to come out. And after Bobby Lashley got the beating on Drew McIntyre, he did end up coming out, and he ended up cashing out with the Money in the Bank and walking out with the WWE Championship.
And you know why? Because he's awesome. We called it, bro. We said the Miz was going to cash in, but he's only going to hold the title for a couple months. Because not even a month, and we'll say why right now. You know why. Mm-hmm. So honestly, that was Elimination Chamber. Really good pay-per-view. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. Let's jump into Raw real quick. Not the whole thing because I don't have time, but just the big highlights of Raw. What we didn't mention was MVP was talking to the Miz before the Elimination Chamber match. They set something up. So apparently Yeah. So Miz comes out for Miz TV. Lashley comes out pissed off as hell, says, "Hey, we had a deal. You need to defend your title against me tonight. If you don't let me know within an hour, I'm gonna beat the living crap out of you." Okay. So hour goes by. They come back. He comes back, and Adam Pearce is there as well. And Pearce is like, "Okay, you need to make a decision, right?" And Miz is like, "Well, no, no, no." He brought Morrison with him. He was in his suit. I'm thinking, okay, Pierce is going to jump in, say, "Okay, you guys fight at Fastlane," which makes sense, right? Fight at Fastlane, whatever. Mm-hmm. He didn't do that, and it kind of bothered me. He instead, they started talking about possibly defending the title against each other the following week, which would be in a couple days on the next Monday Night Raw, which I thought was stupid. You got these two huge names. Why are you going to have them fight on Raw for the title? You could do it at Fastlane.
Fastlane, exactly.
But there's probably a reason behind that. When we never know with WWE, like you said. So it got better because Braun Strowman came out. If we remember last week, we talked about Braun Strowman complaining that he wasn't in the title picture and that he was pissed off because of it. And he comes out. Miz says he's not going to fight. Pierce already made the match one-on-one. Braun says, "What the hell? Why are you screwing me? This is stupid. You and Shane have something against me." Shane comes out, and then Shane makes the match. Braun Strowman versus Lashley. If Braun Strowman wins, it's a triple threat match next week on Raw, which is a couple days from now on Raw for the WWE Championship. That's not what happened. Lashley got the dub on Braun Strowman. I don't know why WWE is crapping on Braun Strowman right now, but they are. It will be Bobby Lashley taking on The Miz for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw in about 2 days. Goodbye, Miz. It was nice having you as a champion. Lashley is going to demolish The Miz. With that said, Lashley deserves it. He's never been WWE champion. He deserves it. There's no other way to put it. He absolutely deserves it. My question to you, I've heard two rumors. I've heard a rumor that Brock Lesnar may return because it is WrestleMania, and he'll challenge Lashley for the WWE title.
Oh my God.
That's his boy. That's one rumor.
Oh
the other rumor I've heard is the one everybody believes, and that's Drew is going to win the title back at WrestleMania because he didn't get to win in front of fans last year. So that's the rumor because they're going to be at Raymond James Stadium, the football stadium. So there's going to be a lot of fans. So we'll see. I mean, like you said, WWE, don't count anything out. You never know what they're going to pull out of their butts, So,
right.
And with that said, my friend, I have not watched SmackDown, but I did get a spoiler. I'm just going to come out and say it, and no one is going to be surprised. Bianca Belair has chosen to face Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. It will happen for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm excited for that one.
Definitely. And I'm going to call it right now. I think she didn't walk out WrestleMania with the title.
Bianca?
Yeah, I think they're going to give her that push now. As much as I don't like it personally because I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks, but I definitely give Bianca Belair her respect because she has been paving a way for herself in SmackDown, and she's been making a name for herself.
No, she deserves it, and it's going to be an amazing match. I could make that a WrestleMania main event, but Edge and Roman's kind of big too, so I would put those two and then Edge and Roman. That's what I would do. I'm excited. That's some pretty big news, Gilbert, don't you think? Wink, wink, big news. Check this, dude. Paul White. Who's Paul White, Ricky? The Big Show is all elite, bro. Officially.
I heard about the news literally hours before I watched AEW, and I was like, all right. Yep. Is this AEW again?
Right. Yeah. There's rumors on that when he came back for a Raw reunion that they were treating him really crappy, when Orton beat him up and stuff. But I guess he wasn't feeling the respect. There was also contract issues apparently. So he was just like, forget it. I'm going to go with Cody. Cody got me the better deal. And, I've worked with those people before. So I think he'll be great over there. They don't have that many giants. They have like Lance Archer, Jake Hager. They don't have that many big guys over there, So you bring the Big Show over there, and they're not going to call him Big Show. He's just going to be Paul White because WWE owns his rights to the Big Show. Right. But he'll be Paul White, but he'll be good character because he could build up the younger talent, but he
Mhm.
could also be like a coach at the same time. So I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
and I love that they sign him on because from what I heard is they're gonna have him doing some a little bit of commentary, but also
Really?
a little bit of wrestling, right?
Okay. No, I
So
didn't.
he didn't.
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's what I read. So he's gonna be all over the place, and
Okay.
yeah,
He's,
I'm just glad that they got somebody like that
he's gonna
because I
be.
think he's
Yeah,
gonna be a good help to the young talent.
I agree. He's gonna be kind of like Billy Gunn. How Billy Gunn has matches, but most
Hmm.
of the time he's behind the scenes helping other people out. So I'm excited for Big Show. He is new chapter in his life. He's in his 50s. He's got the Netflix thing going. He's trying to build a bigger thing on his resume, bigger brand. So
I think
why
it's a
not?
good fit.
Yeah, why not jump over? Speaking of AEW, they got a pay per view coming March 7th. If you've never seen an AEW pay per view, you need to order AEW Revolution. This match, it's going to be awesome. It's March 7th on pay per view. They got some pretty cool matches. The Tag Team Casino Battle Royal, which is like a tag team battle royal. And I think they have like one wild card or something like that. It's more than likely for the number one contendership for the tag team titles. We also have Kip Sabian and Miro. Miro is Rusev taking on Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. I freaking love Orange Cassidy. He makes me laugh every time he comes out. This match is going to be pretty dope. It's a ladder match for the number one contendership for the TNT title, which is like the secondary title for AEW, for you guys who don't know. It's Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta versus the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer and two to be determined superstars.
Oh,
I
nice.
love the surprise factor. And I believe those superstars are going to come out of the Casino Battle Royale. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so. But those aren't even the best matches. These are the best matches right here. Hangman Adam Page will be taking on Matt Hardy. That's going to be dope. This one I've been waiting for. Um, I think it's Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, Team Taz, taking on Darby Allin, the TNT champion, and Sting. And I don't know what kind of story they're doing with Sting and Darby Allin, if they're supposed to be father son related, whatever, because the whole pain
Like
hanging up in the rafters, stuff like that. But it's gonna be a street fight. The build
nice.
the build up has been pretty dope this week, so I think it's gonna be pretty cool to see that match. Another match.
I think,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I think I'm gonna take Sting in that match because if anybody can win a street fight, it's Sting, and
What's a tag match?
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Darby's a beast, dude. Darby don't care about his body. He does all kinds of crazy shit. The women's title match right now. There's actually a women's tournament going on. There's a Japanese side and a AEW side, and they've been going for a couple weeks now on YouTube, on Bleacher Report, on AEW Dark, AEW Dynamite. So the winner of that tournament will be taking on Hikaru Shida at Revolution. I love Hikaru Shida. She's one of my favorites. But she's had the title for a long time, so there is a good chance they might drop it to somebody else. So we'll see what's up with that. And then your main event. God, I don't remember. Oh, I think it was what was it? Double or Nothing, the first AEW pay per view in Vegas. Double or Nothing. We were supposed to go 2 years ago and we didn't. But it was Kenny Omega and John Moxley, 1-on-1, no titles, nothing. 1-on-1, no holds barred, and it ended with Kenny Omega getting suplexed into a backboard, a wooden backboard with twisted barbed wire on it.
Oh
Mind
man.
you, him and John Moxley do not wear shirts. I was cringing, and I don't usually cringe in wrestling, but I was cringing, bro. The reason I bring that up, they're gonna top that. How the they're gonna
How they gonna stop that?
for the AEW World Championship main event, Kenny Omega to take on John Moxley. I love when Justin Roberts does that. Sorry. I paid for that. I love when Justin Roberts does that. Against John Moxley, the soon-to-be dad, John Moxley. Congratulations to him. In an exploding barbed wire match.
Oh wow.
It's like CZW all over again, bro.
I was about to say that. It sounds like an ECW match, man.
Bro, worse, man. He used to be in CZW, and that was absolutely insane. It went all out. It's gonna be unfreaking believable. I can't wait to see. It's gonna be a must-see match, bro. There's no other way to put it. Speaking of must-see, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Definitely a must-see match.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of must-see, basketball was must-see this week, and it hurt if you were a Laker fan. There's no
Oh,
other way to put it. It hurt. We talked last week that the Brooklyn Nets would be playing the Lakers,
uh-huh.
and they embarrassed the hell out of us. They were
It
nothing.
didn't go well.
They killed us, dude. Like we didn't have AD, we didn't have Schroeder, and bro, what happened against Brooklyn?
I feel like we're back in the days when Kobe was out from injury, torn ACL, and we had all those youngsters and we were losing every game. I feel like it's happening all over again.
Yeah,
But
it hurt, man.
it's hurting, man. I can't understand.
And then the Nets were, I believe, fully staffed. Like they had everybody. They had KD, they had Kyrie, they had James. You know, like they're rocking us. Steve Nash isn't messing around over there, dude. And
Yeah.
as crazy as they're doing, Utah's doing just as good, if not better. And we had to play Utah this week as well. And we got rocked by we got smashed by Utah. What happened there?
Man, everybody's sleeping on Utah. They're saying they're not they're not the real deal. But from what I saw when they rocked us, man, it's hard for me not to sleep on them.
Yeah,
they look like they're a team that's well prepared and ready to go and make a run for the title. You know,
see, brother. I mean, if we don't get AD back soon, he's not supposed to come back for another couple of weeks. Said after the All-Star break, so that's still a couple of weeks away. And I don't know what's going on with Schroeder. So, and dude, Jordan Clarkson was rocking us, dude. It was crazy seeing him in a Utah jersey.
I know, right? We should have kept him, man. Former Laker right there, and he was rocking us, man.
He destroyed us. They were just, we were off, dude. We've been off our game this whole week, and it's sucks. We got to get our heads out of our butts, before after the All-Star break.
With that being said, the All-Star break, did you get a chance to see the
reserves?
The schedule for the season for
I did not see the schedule. I didn't find that, but I did get the All-Star info, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If you have the schedule, I'll have you tell me about it in just a minute. Okay, I got another question for you, Gilbert.
Yes.
We got Brooklyn. I got Brooklyn coming out of the East as the Eastern champions. Do you think that one of these games, or one of these teams, Brooklyn, Utah, could be the finals this year?
Yes, I would have to agree with you. Oh man, I like Brooklyn as well, but I like Philly.
Philly's good too. Well, yeah,
Philly's doing good too, and there's people are sleeping on Philly, but I think it's too early to call. You know, maybe around April-ish we could talk and we'll go from there. But I think right now I'm about to take Philly.
Okay, so you got Philly and the Lakers in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what's up. Speaking of the Lakers, we always try to do our teams first before we jump into other stuff. Kyrie comes out, of all people, and says Kobe Bryant should be the logo. You know what? I don't agree with Kyrie on a lot of things. I do agree with him on this one, and it may take some time to do it. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, it may take 3 years, But the picture that they're thinking of, that they put the actual picture of Kobe, I'm not big on putting someone's actual picture as a logo. I feel it's a little disrespectful, and I love Kobe. You know that. We love Kobe. But right. I think they should do a silhouette. Kobe should get some kind of a silhouette, and they can make that the new logo. And there's no reason you can't change a logo. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
So
it's just gonna be so different, bro, because Jerry West has been the face of the logo ever since time, bro, and it's crazy because he was a Laker. Now we're gonna have maybe another Laker face of the logo.
Oh, God, we'll never hear the end of it. Yeah,
which is cool in my opinion because Laker, but it's just gonna be great to see Kobe being the face of the logo. That's gonna be crazy.
Well, it's not official, so let's not get ourselves in trouble here. It's not official, but we'll see what's up. And I think Kyrie was talking about, like, change the name from NBA to like Black Lives.
I don't know.
That was nuts, man. I'm like, what are you doing, Kyrie? All right, looks like we got our other partner George joining in, and of course he joins in right in the middle of NBA. So, all right, George, welcome, sir. It's all good. Life happens. We're actually in NBA right now. We were just talking about. I'll do a quick backtrack for you. Brooklyn kicking our butts, Utah kicking our butts. Who we thought would be in the finals, or who will be in the finals this year, and then we're talking about possible Kobe logo. How do you feel about Kobe being possibly the logo? And do you feel if they do it, should they make it like what they showed on the website with actually him in a picture, or should they
Mhm.
do like a silhouette? That's where we were right now.
I think when you're talking about logos, you definitely want to do a silhouette. And yeah, if they do a Kobe, like I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna dispute that because what Kobe means to like the whole NBA.
Mm,
With that said, like I think it'll be great to have Kobe on there only because he doesn't not only represent basketball, he represents like what he does like off the court, as
so much.
far as like coaching his daughter, coaching the girls, and like opening like the path to women's basketball and helping to like you know stress women empowerment because
Mhm.
women at like women athletes period, it's like in the world today I feel like women are not getting the credit that they deserve in terms of them being an athlete, and I think they need that full attention. I think that's what Kobe brings
Mhm.
to the LA community, not just the LA community but
Mhm.
like the whole community in that global world. So yes, like I think I actually agree with Kyrie. Change the logo to Kobe Bryant, and
Yeah.
yeah,
No, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree. And I was telling me and Gilbert were kind of in agreement. We're like, it's hard to change a logo, but why can't you change a logo? Why not? What would be the big deal there? So
I
we'll
think
see. If anybody will do it, Adam Silver would.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that they need to have like few meetings, like the with the NPA and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
BPA meetings and stuff to
Hmm.
like try to see if they can make that happen.
Hmm.
So, I mean, like if they could get like enough people to agree to like change that logo, they would. So, it'll be cool if they did it.
Yeah. Well, I guess only time will tell, right, gentlemen?
Hmm.
We'll see. Okay, let's go from one thing that absolutely I feel should happen to one thing I'm still iffy about, guys, the All-Star game. And
Oh
when
man.
the mayor comes out and she says, don't come to the game, why did the NBA go to Atlanta, George? If the mayor doesn't even want fans there, why did they go to a stadium that had fans? Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, well, I have like honestly, like I have mixed feelings about the All Star game.
Yeah, me too.
Like, yeah, because yeah, you should have an All Star game every season because that's NBA tradition. But like since we're dealing with this COVID, like the coronavirus and stuff, like how are you gonna like put up this event if you're not gonna allow fans there?
Exactly.
With that said, that's where the mixed feelings come from. So for me, it's like a win-win situation because like all-star game, yes, like the players need to showcase their talent. Like that's just a way of NBA celebrating like their NBA annual event.
But
But then at the same time it's like don't put an event where you're not allowed to have fans because
exactly, they could have
the,
gone to like, well,
the
New York, they
fans
focused.
are the big part of like the all-star game.
Yeah, they could have gone to like somewhere, well, not Texas right now, that's a bad example. The Midwest, maybe, or something like that. I don't know.
Florida, bro.
Well, me, Florida, obviously. But for me, it's like a lot of the guys didn't want to be there. Like we've talked about for 2 weeks now.
Hmm.
Give me a jersey, give my family a jersey, give me some kind of plaque and recognition in the record books. Let me have 5 days off. Like the players
Hmm.
need it.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna have fans there, then why are you going as crazy as you are?
Right.
Am I wrong for thinking this?
No, you're not wrong. And then what LeBron said, like he wasn't having like he doesn't have that full energy to do an All Star game
Exactly.
because like his team just won the championship and he only got 71 days off.
Yeah.
That's like a career
Yeah.
short amount of time for
Hmm.
the NBA to have that type of break.
Hmm.
So like I think what LeBron James said is like, you know, just take the day off,
Yeah.
play some
It's more
video
than a
games
day. It's
or
like
do
5 days.
whatever.
It's like 5 days because it's a whole
Hmm.
break. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited, and there's some really badass names that I'm about to read off right now that are going to be there.
Hmm.
But I'm just shooken, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I'm I'm speechless. I'm never speechless. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's weird. All right. So with that said, these are the dudes that are going to be there. The Eastern reserves are Jason Tatum, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, James Harden, Zach Levine, who I really like, Nikolai Vujicic, I believe his name is, right? So those are your
Vucevic.
reserves. Those are Vujicic?
Vucevic.
Vucevic. I'm thinking Vujicic, Sacha. Okay, Vucevic. Okay, got it. See, these names are hard. But those are your Eastern reserves. What do you got, Gilbert? What you like those names? You think they deserve to be there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Randall for the first time, which former Laker, man, still wish would have kept him. And Zach Levine, man,
I like Zach Levine.
which is well deserved as well. Man, I like his game. And yeah, all the other guys that are well deserved. Tatum's been having a nice year too, even though his team hasn't been really good this year. But
yeah, more recognition for him.
I like those names.
Yeah. What about you, George? What do you think of that list, that reserve list?
I think I like those names too, but the one guy I really want, the one guy that really deserved it is Sabonis from the Indiana Pacers because that dude has been balling. But I mean, other than
Still
that, I
time.
mean, like there's only
Still time.
yeah, there's only like a certain amount of players that could like come in, but I think Sabonis is well deserved of being in that All-Star selection.
But there's still time. I mean, look at what happened. We'll talk about in a minute with the D book. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so those are reserves. The Eastern starters. I don't know if they're gonna do East versus West. I'm not sure. I heard something about the draft again, like they did last time. I prefer East versus West. That's just me, especially this year because they're pretty even. But here's your Eastern starters. Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal. We talked about these last week. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Talk to me, Gil. Just select those starters.
Wow, talking about height.
Yeah,
Man, those how you gonna get past those players, man? But that's a hell of a team right there. I think if they do end up doing East and West, it's gonna be a great matchup.
I think it'd be more fun. What do you think, George?
Well, like they just announced that Kevin Durant's not going to participate in the All-Star game because of a calf injury. So, like I think,
that's
like
legit.
I said, yeah, and I think from like I said, like they replaced him with Sabonis. So I mean,
is it official?
It is official. They made it official today.
Okay, so Sabonis is going to be there.
He is going to be there to replace Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant has a calf.
Who's gonna be the starting forward then for Kevin Durant? Out of all those names, who do you think they're going to put in?
Maybe Tatum.
Probably, huh? Or what about Harden? Isn't Harden a forward?
I don't know. I think Sabonis might be the starter, but if he's the reserve, I mean, I think like it doesn't hurt to like put Jason Tatum in that forward spot.
Okay, I'm just curious because you guys are better at basketball than I am. So, okay, that's the East, gentlemen. Let's hit the West. We just talked about D Book. Devin Booker is going to be replacing our Anthony Davis, which I'm kind of happy about because I like Devin Booker and Davis isn't going anywhere anytime soon,
right?
Playing wise. So let D Book have the spot. So I was kind of happy with that. Paul George, Big Zion's gonna be there. D Lil, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell. I love Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert and CP3, 13, whatever number he has now. Chris Paul. Talk to me, George. What do you think for those reserves?
I mean, those are good names for reserves, but personally for me, like I think Damian Lillard should deserve that starting spot the way he's been playing basketball for this season and then like also last season because that dude's been balling. Like he's one of like the greatest closers that we have in our game right now. Like he's a clutch player. So with that, like I think he deserves to be in the starting role. I don't know who he should replace, but I think Damian Lillard definitely should get that starting role.
What do you think about the reserves, Gilbert?
For me, man, as good as Chris Paul is, man, I would have to leave him off this list, and I would have gave Devin Booker that reserve list for sure, because I know
originally.
I know he's gonna replace Anthony Davis, but I would have given to him
originally.
Okay, but it's a nice list. I like it.
Chris Paul is so off and on. It's hard to tell if he's gonna be like the Chris Paul of old, where he just absolutely kicks ass, or the Chris Paul where he's kind of, So we'll
exactly.
See.
Hey, but he did dunk the ball like in the All-Star game. Like it was surprising. Like that was shocking last year.
Yeah. I mean, all right. We talked about the Eastern starters being absolutely badass. The West has some big boys too. They got the Joker, Nikola Jokic, They got Steph Curry, the king of threes. We got the king himself, LeBron James, Lucas Doncic, another big boy, and the kid from IE, Kawhi Leonard. So what do you think about that team, Gilbert?
Oh yeah, man. Wow, those three forwards right there, LeBron, Kawhi, and Luka. Wow, that's like, damn. All these guys, yeah.
Strong.
Because when you think about it, how big LeBron is, and then how big Kawhi is with his big hands, and defense wise, that team is gonna be good, man.
Yeah,
defense,
pretty cool.
And then you still can't forget about their shooting because they could all shoot. So
yeah, I really hope they do West versus East. I really do, because I swear these teams are even, and I think that they should just they should go all out. It's gonna be cool. Atlanta, March 7th. I'm gonna watch it. Let's be real. I believe it's a Sunday. Gotta watch it. Keep your eyes open for that. Also, Gilbert, we got to keep our eyes open. The trade deadline is only 1 month away. So big deals will go down. Big things are going to happen, just like in the past, bro.
I love trade deadlines, man. You never know what to expect, literally, because there's a team out there that could make one big move, and next thing you know, they're contenders.
Yeah, I feel like we had a trade deadline craziness at the beginning of the year this year, the whole James Harden thing. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty crazy.
Sorry about that.
You're good. We're talking about the trade deadlines coming in a month. Also, the second half of the season, it's going to end May 16th. Playoffs to start May 22nd. They're not messing around. They're going to get it done as soon as possible. It's coming quick.
Man, I just want to say this. That is the day before my birthday.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday. You get to sit and watch basketball all day.
For real. That's my present for that day. So that's going to be pretty much my celebration.
There you go. And
the Laker win will be that ultimate present.
There it is.
I just want to throw out there, the second half for the Lakers, the schedule is not too friendly, man. So it's gonna be a hard schedule for the rest of the year.
Week? You mean like this week?
Even worse.
Great.
We're gonna
awesome.
We're gonna have all the contenders at the end of the year, man. It's, I don't know how we're gonna get through it.
Awesome, tastical, beautiful. And you're talking about birthday gifts, George. You're talking about getting something cool. New York, like what Gilbert's wearing, it's driving me nuts. Fans in New York are finally allowed to go to MSG, to Brooklyn, to all the arenas. They're allowed to go. It's I believe 20%, 20% capacity? I believe it is. So that's still a lot of people, so that's pretty cool that they're doing that. And a lot of other places are starting to slowly open up as well. Let's talk some big points, boys. Joel Embiid, 50 points this week. You're talking about being a big boy. That guy can shoot as well, George. Talk to me about Joel getting 50.
Man, Joel, he's at another level, man. And he deserves to be in the MVP conversation because of the way he's playing. And with Doc Rivers coaching him, I think that's only going to elevate him to be one of the best centers that we have in the NBA. Joel Embiid, I said this to people that Joel Embiid needs to be the best center in the NBA. He needs to be the most dominant player in the NBA since Shaquille O'Neal.
Wow.
Because that dude, yes, because he could shoot, but he could also take people down low. And when you give the ball to him in the paint, he is unstoppable.
Absolutely.
So with that's going to give a lot of teams problems, including Brooklyn.
I agree 1,000%. But as dope as he was, Jamal Murray did even better this week. Jamal Murray also got 50. Not only did he get 50, he didn't have to shoot not one free throw. Gilbert, talk to me about Jamal Murray.
Man, Jamal Murray, I'm telling you, that team is just so underrated. The whole team, but Jamal Murray, man, he's a superstar in the making. He's gonna be special. He's gonna definitely be a great talent for that team for years to come. Definitely.
He's a kid, man. He's still young.
He's still young. That's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
He's young talent. So
that's Denver, right? Is that Denver, Jamal Murray? He's on Denver?
Yeah, Denver Nuggets.
That's a young team over there, man. Watch out. They took us to the brink.
That's what I'm saying. So, and they did.
They did. That's right.
that we don't like. So
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So Jamal Murray didn't use any free throws, still made history. Speaking of no freebies, the Minnesota Timberwolves have fired. Sorry, it's a tax season. Fired Coach Saunders, which, come on, we saw that coming. Wolves been struggling. Fire Coach Saunders. It's so weird hearing that. I always think of Flip Saunders when I hear that name.
right, me too.
They fire Coach Saunders and they hire Chris Finch from the Tampa Raptors. So that will be the new coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that'll be interesting. New face, new place, bunch of kids under him. Should be interesting to see how that goes. Speaking of Toronto, Kyle Lowry has expressed interest in going to Philly. What do you think about hearing that, George?
Well, that's his hometown, so I could understand why he want to go over to Philly. I mean, Toronto has been playing a little like they're playing okay as of late, but I think Kyle Lowry's at a point where he wants to win another championship. And the way Toronto Raptors are playing right now, I mean, they're gonna have to go through Brooklyn, Philly. So he wants to he's hungry for another championship. So maybe that's why he wants to go to Philly and he wants to do it at his hometown.
Absolutely.
So I think that's why he want to make that. He wants to make that move.
He's gonna pull a LeBron. Gilbert, what do you think about him possibly going to Philly?
Yeah, and that's just to back up my point from what I said earlier. Philly's making a run for it. They want to win and they want to win now. So if they could pick up Kyle Lowry, that would be a big pickup for them. And he's ready. He's what's it called? Championship
caliber.
He knows what to do. So if they pick him up, oh man, watch out for Philly.
I agree. Another guy who's a new face, new place, John Wall, went to the Rockets in that Humongo deal. He's actually did something pretty cool. So shout out to John Wall, donating 500 meals, if not more, to the families in Houston, during the deep freeze. I'm not joking. I'm not making fun of Frozen or anything. It is a deep freeze in all of Texas right now. And he went out and got 500 meals for them. So shout out to him. Straight up class act on the part of John Wall. So, gentlemen, we're now going to go from a class act to pretty much a class action lawsuit to a classless son of a bitch. I'm going to get into my very first Ricky's rant. And you, Gilbert, being a dad, you're probably going to snap as well. So, and you have a sister, George, so you're probably going to get pissed too. So this is going to be fun.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little Olympics.
All right.
As you know, I believe it was last year. It might have been beginning of last year or the year before. They came out with the allegations that the doctor of the U.S. National gymnastics team, Larry Nassar, fuck that son of a bitch, Larry Nassar, sexually harassed, pretty much raped a lot of his clients, a lot of the girls from the team. Apparently, he wasn't alone. This motherfucker came out and he had some buddies with him. Team USA gymnastic coach John Geddert. Okay, you all know how I feel about death. Y'all know how I feel about suicide. I don't want anybody to ever commit suicide, but I am so torn right here. It was announced yesterday, Team USA gymnastic coach John Geddert commits suicide after being convicted of 24 crimes of sexual assault, racketeering, and human trafficking of the Team USA gymnastic girls. Somebody talk to me.
All I can say, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean,
you have lawsuits against you and you commit suicide. Committing suicide is the worst way of ending your life. It is. So that's all I gotta say about that.
And like we've said in the past, we always give out the suicide hotline, which you can find on Google. Just put suicide hotline, and they have counselors that can help you out. But like I said, I'm so torn. This guy he had demons and he took it out on these girls. He ruined their lives. He took away their innocence. He ruined their fucking lives. You have a twin sister, George. What if this son of a bitch touched your sister and you weren't there?
I'll fuck him up.
Exactly.
I'll fuck him up, honestly.
I'm surprised that some of these dads haven't got arrested for coming and beating the shit out of this guy. I know that they went after Nasser. I know some people went after Nasser. I know that for sure because we saw it. But this John Getter guy, I mean, all right, let me give my condolences to his family because it's not their fault. Okay, condolences to the Gettert family. I believe he had a son. So condolences to his son, to his wife, to the family. But other than that, F this guy. Okay, this guy did some sick shit. Okay, and I no respect for any asshole that puts his hand on a woman. I don't give a crap if you're 2 years older than that woman or 92 years older there. You don't fucking touch a woman. Okay? You just don't. And Gilbert, I mean, George, you have a twin sister. I have an older sister. I have lots of younger sisters, finger quotes. I have
two sisters.
Exactly. I have nieces. You know, Gilbert, I know you probably got some cousins up in there and you got, you know, your siblings. And if you ever have a daughter, bro, if anybody touched my niece, it'll be the last thing that they freaking touch. I'm going to leave it at that. Gilbert, we haven't heard from you. How do you feel? You're a dad, bro. Talk to me.
Speechless, bro. I could just imagine what those parents are going through, you know? I would be going crazy right now. I would be going crazy. That's all I could say. I'll be going crazy.
It would drive me, and it'd drive me more crazy because now they're not going to get their justice. Yes, he committed suicide, which is so sad. It's horrible. Suicide is not a thing to joke about, but it's also the easy way out. I say this with a straight face and big eyes. You know I'm freaking serious. You guys know me.
You put your trust in these people, and then for them to take advantage is just mean.
And now the case will get dropped. Like, what are they going to do? Sue Team USA? Nasser's already arrested. This guy's dead. What are you going to do? These girls have to live with the shit every freaking day of their lives. Have you ever met a girl who's been raped? I have. You just give them a hug from behind and they freak out. It's not right. And that goes for guys on guys, girls on girls, because girls can rape guys too. We've talked about this, you know, and it's absolutely sickening to me that the fact that Nasser had help. I mean, it's bad enough that Nasser took advantage that he was a doctor and he could check them in any certain way that he wanted. But then he pulls this shit and he has other people on the side with him. That's a bunch of bullshit. So that's Ricky's rant number one.
Straight up BS.
That's horrible. Well, Doug, keep it there because we got more coming. Oh, well, I don't know where Gilbert went, but we'll get him back in a minute. But when I saw this, I almost cried. I was pissed all at the same time. Because you think about the females in your family. I thought about my sister. I thought about my niece. I thought about my friends that are in college. You know, my friends that are going to college. You know, it's like if some a-hole put his hand on my niece, you would not have hands. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. With that said, gentlemen, get ready for Ricky's rant number 2. This one will probably be even worse because it has to do with children. All right. Jump into the MMA. Former fighter Travis Fulton has been indicted on child pornography charges. What the fuck, bro?
No.
Again.
Oh my god.
And the hard thing about child pornography charges is, you know, it could be he's asking like little 10-year-old for naked pictures. But you get those 17, you've seen TikToks, you've seen Instagrams, you've seen what these 16, 15, 17-year-old girls are trying to look like. They're like 30 and 20, you know, in their 20s and doing these sexy dances and stuff. I get that. But if you know that you're talking to a minor, what the fuck are you thinking, dude?
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass, because now not only will he never step into an octagon again, I guarantee you Dana White's not going to put up with this shit. He is never going to step into an octagon again. And now he's facing 70 years, 70 years in federal prison. And you know what? I hope he gets all that, if not more.
Oh, wow.
So
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell he was thinking, to be honest with you. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
People are sick, dude.
Like, how the hell are you supposed to, like, how the hell are you looking through child pornography as an old ass man? Like, come on, man.
You also got to remember when they say child pornography, it doesn't mean just, hey, I'm going to go on kiddie porn. It could be a text. It could be a Snapchat. It could be an Instagram. It could be a TikTok.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff from a minor, anybody under the age of 18 years old. Even if there's consent, if the parent says that you're doing child pornography charges, they can put them on you. So we don't know the full story, but
Oh
I
yeah, they'll
don't
they'll
fuck around
press
when it comes
they'll
to
press
kids.
a lot of charges.
I don't fuck around when it comes to kids. It's just that simple. Again, touch my niece, start shit with my niece, or even my nephew or my son. Oh hell, don't even fuck with my son. You know, I don't mind going to jail for something like that. I'm sorry. This is not usually me talking, but when it comes to something like this, no. That Papa Bear mode right away, Gilbert. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Well, we'll take a little break from Ricky's rant for a little bit. I know there's a few more coming. I do want to announce a cool fight that's coming up. It's actually going to be a boxing match with an MMA person and a former boxing champion. April the 17th, Frank Mir, I believe he was a former MMA superstar, will take on Antonio Tarver, who is a two-time world champion, and he's the father of former Nexus member in the WWE, Michael Tarver. So that'll be kind of cool. We'll check that out. Another big fight that's coming up, UFC 263, June 12th for the flyweight title. It's a rematch. We talked about these two when they fought last time. It was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. Davidson Figueroa and Brandon Moreno. When I remember I came on a couple months ago and we talked about these guys. One of the best fights I've ever seen. And it was just hey, here, put a flyweight match for you. And they went badass, dude. Straight up badass. And it was one of the best matches I've seen all year. Another guy that knows a little something about being a headliner, being match of the year, Mr. Tyson Fury. So let's jump into boxing. We've talked about what Tyson going to do. What's it with Tyson and boxing? That's just the name, I guess, apparently, to be a superstar. Tyson Fury agrees to 2 fights in 2021. Remember, I think he said he was going to do 7 in so many years. He's going to do 2 fights in 2021. And we've talked about this for weeks. Will he face former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua? Actually, he is heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua for titles. Will it happen? It really, really, really close to being official, gentlemen. And I'm very excited for this one. So, Fury Joshua very shortly. I'm excited. I mean, I've watched both of them fight in separate fights, and I'm really excited to see Tyson Fury take on Anthony Joshua. Check this. Okay, we're going to talk some women's boxing, believe it or not. This should be kind of cool. It'll be quick. I mean, there's some badass women boxers out there, Layla Ali. Just throwing that out there. But there's some other badass boxers out there. Clarissa Shields came out, and she said straight up, and I know you two are going to agree with this because that's just how we are. She wants equality. Women, let me explain it. The women in WBO, WBC, or whatever, WBA, there's so many WBs, they have 2-minute fights for 10 rounds. The men have 3-minute fights for 12 rounds. What's another extra minute? 2 extra rounds. If they sign the contract and they can do it, let them do it, right, George?
Well, yeah, because we want, like, from the male point of view, I can't really speak for anybody but myself that I think like women should get 12 rounds. Like, why not, right? Because it'll be quality TV, it'll be must-see TV, and like the way, and if they do 12 rounds, then that's gonna emphasize on women equality that way. So if they do it that way, then it's like, what's the deal? What's the deal? Like, if you add 2 more rounds, like, come on now, we want to see some good fights.
If they got the training for it, the stamina, why not? Right, Gilbert?
Exactly.
I was about to say, if they could, if they think they could do 12 rounds, I don't see why not.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. And
I'll throw this out there.
Yeah, throw it.
They should, like, we could make the same argument for WNBA basketball. Put 12 minutes instead of them doing 10-minute quarters.
I agree. If they have the stamina, why not? Why?
Exactly.
I always ask myself why they have 10 minutes. They should have always done 12 minutes.
Exactly.
Exactly the same. I mean, the ball could stay a little smaller if they want. I get that. That's a physicality thing. But clock, stuff like that, put it the same. They're under the same affiliate. Why not? Man, I'm getting really mad in this show. This is kind of fun.
It's a
Ricky rants.
Like,
Ricky rants.
Yeah. What, Gilbert?
No, I just don't know why. Well, never mind. I guess because you know how the XFL, when they have set rules different, they do some stuff different.
Yeah, like, but that was entertainment at the time. It's going to be more footballish when The Rock takes over next year, which I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So, Okay, so we're talking about some badass women. Me and Gilbert kind of mentioned this next girl we're going to talk about at the beginning. Australian Open was dope. Last week we talked about Naomi Osaka taking on Serena Williams, beating her icon Serena Williams. We talked about another Brady making the finals. Jennifer Brady made the finals. Before we get into that, I'm going to talk about the men really quick. Novak Djokovic, freaking legend in the tennis world, I mean, the Hall of Fame, like as soon as he's gone, won his 9th Australian Open, so shout out to him. But into the women, that was the big story of the tournament. Came down to number 23 ranked Jennifer Brady. Of course, she's a Brady, so you know she's in. Jennifer Brady against soon-to-be legend, if you ask me, Naomi Osaka. I mean, she beat Serena Williams twice.
Is she related to Tom Brady?
No, but she could look like him, kind of. Anyway, Jennifer Brady probably gets that all the time. Jennifer Brady,
right?
Yeah, Jennifer Brady obviously was the underdog. She was number 23, and Osaka was like 4 or something like that, I think. Brady goes in. She kicked butt in her match against Mojave, I believe it was last week. But Naomi swept the floor with her, dude. 2 straight sets, like 6-3, 6-2. That was it. She was done. She took her out. It was a very humbling experience for Jennifer Brady. But Naomi Osaka said something pretty cool. She's like, they asked her about her, like how we do, your legacy, and how do you feel about what do you want the world to remember you by? And she said something pretty cool. She said, I want to be around long enough to face somebody who I inspired. So kind of like how she did with Serena Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with the agility she has, the skills that she has, the stamina she has, and the respect that she has for the game, I can see Naomi Osaka running the table with tennis for years, for the next 10, 15 years. And she could be the next Serena.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one, Ricky. I told you, man, this girl's she's special. She's great.
Yeah.
Just the way she's been making her a name for herself ever
on
since
and off the court. On and off.
Yeah, she's really been carrying herself very well, and man, she's gonna be a legend.
She is. I'd put her in the Hall of Fame now if she retired, and she's still young. She's in her 20s.
Yeah,
the cool thing is she's representing the Japanese culture as well.
Imagine how her career imagine how her career is gonna look after it's all said and done.
The numbers are gonna talk.
Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty sick. All right, let's talk some more badass women. We've been crying for the last couple weeks. I'll openly admit it. I've been sad that the Sparks have got rid of so many players, but we redeemed ourselves this week. We brought back not 1, but 2 superstars. The first superstar we brought back was Simone Augustus. Happy about that. And is it Shine? Shine? How do I say her first name, George?
Shanae
Ogumake. That one I was happy about. George, you know these girls better than anybody on our panel. Talk to me.
Well, it's good to bring back Simone Augustus because she is a great player. She's been a great player for a long time in the WNBA, so we know what she could do on the court. So that's one of Sparks' valuable pieces. So I guess they're gonna try to build around her, and then to bring back Shanae Ogumake was pretty good because that shows that there's still hopes in that Sparks future to try to see if they could win the championship. But I'm not ready to say they're a championship team yet.
Well, we lost a lot of good players too.
But then at the same time, they're trying to move to a different direction. So, I mean, hopefully, probably in the next couple of years, they could be back up that mountain. But there's still some work to be done for them to to reach up to the top where they were back in 2016 when they won the championship.
I agree. Gilbert, how do you feel about these pickups?
Yeah, I have to agree with George. I like the pickups, but I also believe that the Sparks are moving into a different direction right now, and I like the signings. So it's they're gonna make this team good.
We'll see. George, do you think we make? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, they're gonna make this team good for the future to come.
Yeah, you got to give it a couple of years. Do you think we make the playoffs this year?
I hope so.
We'll see.
Well, Sparks this year?
Yeah, maybe as like an 8th seed.
I would have to see the first couple of games to know that because I can't really say now because I don't know if the Sparks. I don't think the Sparks are done making moves yet.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see for the first couple of games to see how they look like, and then I'll determine if they could make the playoffs or not, depending on like what other teams are doing as well.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's going to be interesting. But all I got to tell you, with those two girls returning back, it shows dedication. It shows that they care about the Sparks organization, and it shows that they care about not their image per se, but like who they are, how they represent themselves. And that's good for little girls to look up to, and even college girls, right? With that said, gentlemen, let's talk some NCAA ladies. I didn't have any big stories. March Madness is coming very, very soon. San Antonio for the ladies. Alamo Dome, a couple weeks. The upsets this week, there was 2. And again, did nothing to the rankings, which drives me nuts. But anyway, Oregon State took out number 8 ranked UCLA Lady Bruins. So that sucks. They dropped more. And then here's the big one for the week. Florida State Seminoles took out number 3 ranked Louisville. Again, did nothing to the rankings. So what the hell ever, right? Rankings are exactly the same, gentlemen. South Carolina at 5, Stanford at 4, Texas A&M at 3, North Carolina State at 2, and Gilbert's ladies, the Yukon Huskies, are still the head honchos, the badass broads of the NCAA. So any surprises, Gilbert?
You know what drives me crazy? That these teams get upset when, and it doesn't do nothing to the rankings. That drives me crazy because if I was one of these players, I'll be going crazy because in my head, I'll be like, this game doesn't matter then if we win or lose because it's not going to do nothing to the rankings.
Yep. And this is not a recording, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert said this last week and the week before. So, yeah. George, how do you feel the rankings being the same, not moving, despite these upsets?
I have to agree with Gilbert because, like, with the rankings not changing, like, come on, man. Like, it's
an insult.
It's an insult, and it's disrespectful to like the lower teams that are trying to like make a name of themselves and everything.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I feel like with those rankings, like from the women's side, that's kind of like analytical to me, only because they could say anything, but like analytics doesn't really matter. Like what matters is if they could win it all. So if they could win it all, then that's a better accomplishment than people like in the media saying like, oh, this person's the best, like we're gonna rank them number 1.
Yeah.
But because and then that's what makes like women's basketball more interesting to watch, only because strange as things have happened a lot more than we see in men's basketball when we know that certain players are that good or certain teams are this good. So like that kind of like changes up the dynamic a little bit. So like I think from that point, like I think that's when I could say like women's basketball games are a lot more interesting because of what they present.
I agree. With that said, let's jump over to the men's really quick. They also have March Madness coming up. That one, I don't know if the ladies are going to have fans. I'm assuming they are because it said March Madness. It didn't say men, didn't say women, are going to be allowed to have 25% capacity. Remember, the men are going to be in Indy. Well, the men are going to be in Indy. So it might just be the men because the ladies are going to be in Texas, which, I just thought about it. They're supposed to have March Madness in San Antonio. How are they going to do that? They might have to change that.
They have to change that.
You need to stay tuned if you're following our show because there might be some changes coming.
They might move that to Indy.
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Yeah.
So I do have stories though for the guys. Some other gonna piss me off. So here's Ricky's rant number 4. All right.
3.
University of South Carolina is now on a 2-year probation because one of their coaches decided to take over $9,000 in bribes. Way to go, buddy. Now you screwed your school for 2 years. Does it piss you off when coaches do that kind of crap or recruiters, George? Because it does to me.
Oh, hell yeah, because you want to represent your school, you want to play. And with the probation that you're going through, like players are not going to like show out and they're not going to make a name of themselves. And it's bad enough to deal with this pandemic only because players right now, they're trying to like show out. And I don't know, man. Like it's just crazy to me that coaches could do something so dumb to jeopardize their whole program.
Yeah.
So with that, like I don't know how the players. It's gonna be interesting on how the players will react to this. Like I can
Mhm.
only imagine them being really upset that they
Yeah.
can't like really like perform just so like because like there's gonna be like there's always gonna every team is going it's always gonna have like one or two players that want to go to the NBA,
Mhm.
and it's just sad that this is the way they're gonna end their career in
It's
college
sad.
because of their because of their aspirations of them trying to make it to the NBA.
Absolutely. And it sucks for this, like you said, the seniors, the juniors that are going to jump to the NBA. Gilbert, how do you feel
Yeah.
hearing that? If you were a player, wouldn't you be pissed?
Oh, definitely, bro. I mean, just like George said, like if I was a player thinking of going to the NBA and then this happens, for one, I would be disappointed in my coach, first of all, because you put all your trust in him and
Uh-huh.
he's holding his hand, but next thing you know, he's going behind your back and taking
Mhm.
bribes, and now your whole season's in jeopardy. So
Not even in jeopardy. They're in lockdown for 2 years. They ain't going to the playoffs. They
exactly,
ain't do nothing.
Totally
exactly. And
unprofessional. Totally
It's
unprofessional.
totally unprofessional. Absolutely. And now people are going to want to go to that school for a while.
there's no way you're gonna get away with that though. If
Yeah.
that, bro, there's always
Uh,
reports of people getting caught for bribery. So there's
Mhm.
no way to get away with that. So why even do it?
yeah, it's called TMZ.
I know, right? Hide in your bushes.
Oh, those guys.
It's so true.
That's the CIA of the sports media.
Right? No
Oh,
joke. No joke, bro. That would upset me. That would piss me off. Speaking of upsets, there was a few in the for the men. Actually, won 2 games by one team, which is kind of cool. First upset. It's still weird saying Duke not ranked, but Duke took out number 7 ranked Virginia. Get this one. Michigan State Spartans were on fire this week. They took out not one but 2 ranked teams. The first one they took out, Michigan State took out number 5 ranked Illinois. And then later in the week, they took out number 4 ranked Ohio State. Did they move up anywhere? Did anybody else move down? Of course not.
oh my God.
Ah, good Lord. The ranks number 5, Illinois. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 3, Michigan Wolverines. Number 2, Baylor. Number 1, Gonzaga. Why do they play the games, Gilbert? Why?
I don't.
Why?
I mean, in my opinion, I would always say to win, but what are they really winning if they're not moving up in the rankings?
Yeah. George, talk to me, please. Why? What the hell?
I mean, like I said before, like with the type of rankings, like lower teams are just so disrespected on how they play, and I think that's gonna make lower teams even more hungrier to
Mhm.
like beat the top team. So like I can only imagine them trying to like prepare to like have that motivation of beating those top teams, and
Mhm.
like if they could do it, they'll feel really good about themselves, saying
Mhm.
like, "Hey, I told you so." Like we're better than what the rank
Yeah.
represents. So
Yeah.
like to me, like I think, like I said before, that's just analytical to me.
Yeah.
And
No,
And,
I
and
agree.
I think that's why March Madness is so crazy because you we get so many upsets because of these
Yeah.
lower teams. They're hungry to come out and make a name for themselves, and then they end up doing it, and it's I think it just works out for everybody.
Yeah. And they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we beat these guys already. If I'm gonna catch them again, we're gonna smoke them.
Yep.
And it counts. So
that's what the lower teams are thinking. Like when we see them, we're gonna try to not beat them, but we want to steamroll them.
yeah.
We want to like show them that okay, we're the top teams. We're
Hmm.
gonna show them that like we're coming out of nowhere. Yes, we're the underdog, but you know what? We have more hunger and more heart to
Uh-huh.
win these games. And
Absolutely.
that's what the coaches are like telling each of their players.
Yep. No, I totally agree. And you know what else I agree on? I think we've actually all agreed on this that college players should get paid. If your name is sold, if your name is in something, you should get a cut. Why am I talking
Hmm.
about this, you ask? EA Sports has finally come back out with college football. I'm super excited. I loved my college football game.
Mm-hmm.
However, gentlemen, if you are a fan of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, your team will not be in the game. There is a reason for that, and that is because their athletic director is pissed. And he's like, my school will not be represented in this game until they change the NIL rule, which is the the college students for their royalties for their names. So, do you think he's wrong? Do you think he's right? Do you think he's just making a stand? What do you think, George?
Yeah, like you just said it right there. Like he's just making a stand on like what he stands for, only because he wants to have more recognition. He wants to do the things to like get it out there. Like, yo, like I'm not gonna take this no more. Like I want to get what I want and I want it now. So
Yep.
I think like with that type of attitude, like I think he's trying to like push the envelope to and let send a message saying like, hey, well, like we're not standing for this. Like give us some respect on what
Yeah.
we're trying to do.
God, even like 10, 15%. Something, right, Gilbert? Something.
Definitely, and I think the kids are well deserved of it because of their talents and them already being in school, man. That's already enough pressure, and then the bills that come with it. So if they can make a little bit of money from a video game, I don't see why not.
Especially if you're in a big giant name school like Notre Dame, people expect you to win. If you're going to win, you're going to bring money to the school. They should be paying you at least something.
Exactly.
So that's all I'm going to say for that. We'll keep an ear out for that one because that's definitely going to progress.
It's just bad enough that these college students have to pay their tuitions.
Yeah, what the hell?
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't, like I could go way back of me like putting like sending 32% to tuition, but then like nothing is going on. Like exactly.
I'm still paying mine.
I don't even want to think about that right now.
Yeah. So with that said, there's people who won't be in the game, which sucks because they work their ass off. But then there's people who have to leave for family reasons, medical reasons. And this sucks for Clemson defensive lineman Justin Foster. You've probably seen him play many times because he's at Clemson. And he's in the championship the last couple of years. He has to retire due to extreme asthma and COVID-related issues, which sucks. He's probably like, what, 30? 28, 27? It's not younger, So, I mean, it's not like we said, COVID doesn't pick by age. It doesn't give a damn, So this sucks for him. I'm sorry for him. It makes me very sad that he's going to be held out because he's an awesome player. Just like Washington Capitals goalie, future Hall of Fame goalie, Hendrik Lundqvist. I talked about this months ago when he went into heart surgery. 2 months ago, went into heart surgery. He's back on the ice, bro. 2 months later, he's already back to on-ice activities, which I think is awesome. They have a video of him having shots against him, and he's sliding side to side, which is a big deal for a goalie. And with the heart, you're moving all over the place, He doesn't take that many hits, finger quotes, but he's getting hit,
Yeah.
So I got to give a big shout out to Hendrik Lundqvist. He's a long way from suiting up again, like actually suiting up and playing. But hey, he's back on the ice 2 months after heart surgery. That's legit respect right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would have took a longer break personally, but
right. Yeah, you want to talk
credit though.
Yeah, you want to talk longer breaks? Well, this guy got a nice long break. The Montreal Canadiens just fired future Hall of Fame coach Claude Julien. Said, deuces, bro. Claude Julien's gone. He's a future Hall of Fame coach. They hired Dominique Ducharme, a younger kid, to come in. And with the Montreal Canadian history of winning, it might be a big deal to start winning again. Another guy that knows a lot about winning, you talk about Gretzky being the big name in hockey. These last couple of years, it's been Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, people like that. Sidney Crosby just played his 1,000th game. We talked about a couple weeks ago, Joe Thornton, 500th game or whatever it was. Hockey, 1,000 hockey games, George. Like, that's a beating, bro. And then you get a huge name like Sidney Crosby. People are targeting you. Right, Gilbert? You mean, it's nuts. The cool part, check this, though. Pre-game, the entire Penguins team came out, and they were all wearing Crosby jerseys. I thought that was pretty dope. So, shout out to Sidney Crosby. They had the Lake Tahoe game this week, and holy crap, it was the craziest hockey game I've ever seen. It started at 11 a.m., okay? It was in Lake Tahoe, and it was outdoor, ice arena they made. It was cool. The sun was out. It was beautiful, right? First period, no problem. Second period rolls around, the ice starts melting. Literally starts melting. So they have to bring some more on. Zamboni does this thing. They bring more ice. They try to get it all. It was so chippy. It was ridiculous. They had a 9-hour delay to wait for the sun to go down. They didn't finish the game till almost 11 p.m. It was
Oh,
absolutely bananas. I'm like, really? It was
they
crazy.
should have done the game during the night, if anything.
Dude, it was bananas. It was
Yeah.
freaking crazy. That was the Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche future possible Western Championship game this year. 9-hour delay. Like, how do you come back from a 9-hour delay? I don't even like come back from 2-hour delays to
Right?
play.
For real.
You know, 9 hours, like your whole body shuts down. You better go take a long ass nap or something. You
Why
know,
don't they just do it in the state where there's actual ice? You know what I mean?
well, bro, it was the sun. But you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny is they did this, and then the Sunday game rolled around. They had a Sunday day game. The Bruins against the Philadelphia Flyers. Perfectly fine. Sun was beautiful. You could see the lake. Nothing melted. Like, what the hell? If I'm the Avalanche or the Knights, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, Tahoe? Why the hell, bro? It's
For real.
freaking nuts. You're good. Go ahead. Freaking crazy. I'm like, are you kidding me? But it was cool though. There was a picture on ESPN, and it was the rink, and then the trees, and then like a bunch of boats watching the game. I thought that was pretty dope.
That's the East Coast for you guys.
East Coast, bro. That's over here, Lake Tahoe.
No, the Bruins game.
Oh, yeah. They got the luck. So that was that. It was pretty cool to see, and it was pretty cool to just have those boats come in and look on the game. You know. One thing a lot of people are gonna be looking in on right now, including myself, is where is JJ Watt gonna go? JJ Watt is still a free agent. We talked about a couple teams that he was talking to. It was Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and I believe Cleveland, we said last week. Well, there's a bunch more names that are in the mix now. As of now, JJ Watt is rumored to have talked to the Cleveland Browns, the Tennessee Titans, the Steelers with his brothers, the Buffalo Bills, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Detroit Lions.
Oh, wow.
That is an interesting mix, right, Gilbert?
Yeah, definitely, man. I like the
We'll
Cowboys.
say it again right now when George gets on. That's a very interesting mix. George, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
What's
so
up?
we just jumped on JJ Watt and his free agency, and we know last week it was the Browns, Titans, and the Steelers. Those were the three teams that were talking to him. Well, there's a bunch more teams right now. It's the Browns, the Titans, the Steelers, the Buffalo Bills, the Cowboys, and the Lions. So I was just asking Gilbert. I'll let him jump back in right now. Is there any names there that totally surprise you, like JJ Watt to go to one of those teams?
Oh, because like I think what JJ Watt is trying to stress over is he wants out. He really doesn't want to stay in Houston anymore. With all this drama going on in Houston,
Turmoil.
and I could also turmoil, and I could also understand why the quarterback wants to leave. Also,
there's so many good deals they can get for Deshaun Watson, but I don't want to go into him just yet. For you, Gilbert, you hear those teams. Anyone that surprised you?
Yeah, my Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what though? I just hope he doesn't want out of Texas overall, because if he wants out of Houston, he could just move to Dallas and he's in Texas, man. And
he doesn't have to move his house. Yeah. I don't know, Gilbert. Buffalo's putting a really good push for him. My Titans are going after him, and we got a pretty good defense. And the Steelers have his brothers. So I don't know, man.
Whoever gets them can be lucky, man.
Yeah, it's so funny you said that, because I literally was just gonna say that. They're gonna be lucky. They're gonna be pretty cool because they're gonna get one of the best. Russell Wilson, dude. Russell Wilson comes out. I don't know why he came out and said this, but there's been rumors that supposedly he's gonna leave Seattle. He came out and said he's happy. You know, Russell, he's straight up. Hey, I'm happy here. I'm cool. You know, I like it. But there's always a but. But if I was going to go anywhere, it would be one of these four places: Dallas, Chicago, New Orleans, or Vegas. Talk to me, Gilbert.
Damn. I just pictured him when you just said all those four teams. I just try to picture which one would be the best situation for him. I'm like, damn, New Orleans popped out to me though.
Bro, I can see that, because right now it's Winston. I mean, he's better than Winston.
And I think he'll be a great fit with Champagne, because he did a great job with Drew Brees. So imagine what he could do with him.
Yeah.
But I like all those four fits. Which if he does ever get traded to those teams,
they're pretty sick.
Big.
What do you
Even Vegas.
Vegas, the Raiders, and he's got a very popular wifey too. So anything Vegas,
That
she
will
can
work.
get a residency. Ciara, she's a singer, she can get a residency. Whatnot. What do you think, George? Those 4 teams: Dallas, Chicago, New Orleans, or Vegas for Russell Wilson, possibly.
I like Chicago too, though.
I think like what Gilbert said, like 4 teams will fit, but I think it'll be a better fit if he either goes to the Raiders or he goes to the Saints. But I think he'll have like a better chance of going to the Saints because we all know that Drew Brees is on his way out, and they're gonna be in need of a quarterback. And then like I think Russell Wilson, he could still play. He still has a lot of game left. He's in his prime, so I mean, like I think with him, like being in the mix in that Saints game, like I think that'll be a great destination for him because that team has the big game aspirations for them to get it done. Like he has a good wide receiver in Keyshawn Johnson's nephew. What's his name? Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
And they have a great defense. So like I think with that, that'll be a great destination for him.
I agree.
And secondly, Raiders, because Raiders do need a quarterback. Like I don't think Derek Carr is going to last.
Carr and Mariota. There's rumors they're going to trade both of them for something.
Yeah, they need to go. Like if I was Raiders, I think I would they have to let those 2 go because if you keep because Derek Carr is not the answer, and they're only going to go as far as Derek Carr goes. So, and I don't think Derek Carr is going to is ready to be at that next level where he needs to win a Super Bowl. So I think they're in the same situation as the Rams are in terms of them like getting rid of Goff. Yeah. So I mean, I think like if they could bring Russell Wilson in that mix, I think that that gives Raiders a better chance of going deep in the playoffs and possibly like going to the big game. So like either of those teams that he likes to go to, I mean, they're not bad destinations for him. But I think like the way he was the way he listed those teams, that just tells me that he doesn't want to stay in Seattle anymore. I don't care how he says it. I don't care if he says like, oh, like Seattle is a great destination. I always want to stay in Seattle.
It's beautiful out
because
there.
if he did want to stay in Seattle, he wouldn't be mentioning those 4 teams.
That is true.
So it's like a marriage. Like you want to be with your wife forever, but yet you want to be with these 4.
Yeah.
You want to be with the list of these 4 girls. Like, what does that tell me? That tells me that you're not devoted to like the team that you're on. You're not devoted to your wife. If you're devoted to your wife, you wouldn't be like mentioning these other 4 girls.
No, I agree. Speaking of devoted to our wives, looks like G had to go do some daddy stuff. So we're closing it out, George. All right. So we're talking about quarterbacks moving to different areas. He sounds like he doesn't want to go, but he's kind of confused. Wentz was in the same deal. Wentz wanted the starting job in Philly, didn't get it, got screwed over, and then got traded to Indy. So he's going to be in Indy, but he's not going to get the number 11 because Michael Pittman Jr. came out straight up and said, absolutely not. You haven't earned shit, bro. It's that simple. That's pretty much how he said it. He said, you haven't earned it. I'm not going to give it to you. What do you think about that?
Man, if I was Carson Wentz, I'm kind of pissed about that.
Well, Pittman's been around for a while too.
I mean, he's been there for a while too, but like the way he kind of disrespected Carson Wentz, like really, dude, like they could have just like kind of like talked it out as a man, say like, hey, the reason why like I want to have number 11 is Pittman has been there forever. Okay, like yeah, that's respect, but don't say it the way you said it, like oh.
I know those weren't his exact words, but he pretty much said he hasn't earned it, so I'm not going to give it up. It's my number. So, which is honestly, anytime someone comes to your team, it's your choice to give up your number. I mean, you usually get something in return, but I can't get mad at him, but I can at the same time because of the way he did it, like you said. So that's that. Another guy who's pretty pissed is former multiple-time Pro Bowler Orlando Brown of the Baltimore Ravens. He wants out of Baltimore, which is funny because Baltimore always kicks ass, and they have a killer defense. So seeing Orlando Brown, I don't know where he would go. That guy's a beast. Check this. We talked earlier, I believe you were on with us when we talked about the 500 meals that John Wall donated the 500 meals to the family.
Yeah, you guys mentioned that.
Okay,
mentioned that. I was there.
Well, yeah, Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray has done the same, but he has donated 60,000 meals to families in the North Texas area. Shout out to both of these guys, man, just stepping up and kind of like how JJ Watt did with Hurricane Harvey. They're just stepping up and doing what they can to help out, man.
I
It's
mean,
good
that
to
just
see them.
shows. Yeah, that just shows that they don't think about themselves; they think about the whole community and what they could do to make the community better. So they need guys like that because you know what, like what you give to the game is what you have to give back to your whole community, and
Yeah.
I think that's what they're taking advantage of right now.
Well, I agree 1,000%, sir. You got to honor him for his charity. You just like you said, you respect him. I respect the hell. I love Kyler Murray. First of all, baseball or
Oh
football.
yeah, he's fast and he's pretty. He's a small quarterback, but he's fast though.
I
so
can
I
see
love
him. I could see him if he's healthy pulling a Tim Tebow, but I think he would actually make the MLB because he got drafted by Oakland.
Mhm.
You know, so it could happen. So thank you to Kyler Murray, John Wall, Kyler Murray. Honor both of them for their charitable givings. We're gonna end out with some MLB. We're gonna honor a life. Almost made it. We almost made it, George, without someone dying. I mean, we had the suicide, but that was different. That was a different aspect. We're not gonna get into that because I don't want to get all pissed again. We will honor this guy though. Rest in peace to former Dodger pitcher Stan Williams. He pitched for the Dodgers in the 1959 World Series. Unfortunately, we lost him at the age of 84. So condolences to the Williams family, to the Dodgers family, to the MLB family. Prayers for you from All Sports Media team. So that is that. Now let's jump into a pitcher who literally does everything. He throws high 90s. He's a left-handed hitter and he hits home runs. I'm talking about the one and only Shohei Ohtani. Last year, Shohei Ohtani came back from Tommy John surgery and did absolutely horrible as a pitcher. He had one start and he gave him like 8 runs, and that was it. And his arm was shot. His arm was done. So he had to go out for a long time, and he came back as a DH. His main focus this year, he says, is to get back on the mound. He threw 97 on the gun yesterday. So
Wow.
he got a 90. That's pretty high, bro. Coming back
that is
from
really
gun.
high.
He's hit, I think he's hit as high as 101 in a game. So this guy does everything, bro. He's a fireballer. He's got a killer curveball, and he's a power hitter. So, and you know what's funny is the Angels have 2 two-way players on their team right now. They got Shohei Ohtani, and then they have this kid Jared Walsh, who also is a two-way player, but they're not going to have him pitch apparently. But Shohei wants to pitch. He is dead set on pitching this year. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Some other Angel news. It came out this week via his wife. I work for the Angels, so I'm going to be very careful how I say this. Deidre Pujols comes out and says Albert's done after this year. Pretty much. Which we all saw coming. It's the end of his big 10-year contract. It's the end of his contract, which actually there is more onto the contract. I think he has to be around the organization for a couple more years. Don't quote me on that. I don't know the details. Maybe like a hitting coach or a coordinator or something like that. He's going to stick around. But I believe he's hanging up his cleats after this year. And what a Hall of Fame career for Albert Pujols. I mean, the dude's got over 500 home runs, billion All-Star games, 2 rings, I believe, with St. Louis. You know, the guy's walking into the Hall of Fame with golden cleats. You know, like it's gonna be absolutely no problem for him. So shout out to him, and hopefully they'll do it for him what they did for Poppy, David Ortiz, and give him some cool send-off gifts and stuff.
Yeah,
so I think that'd be pretty dope. Another guy who's not to the level of Albert Pujols, but he's got some All-Star games under his belt. Shin Chu has been a free agent for a while. He's staying home. He's going to stay home in Korea. He's going to play for the Korean League. So you get the money. If they're going to offer you the money, you're going to be with your family. Why not, right? Okay, don't leave on me, George.
And speaking of that,
go ahead.
Well, speaking of that, Paul Gasol is going to play for his national country.
FC Barcelona.
So, shout out to Paul Gasol. Better than Marc Gasol. I'd rather have him over Marc Gasol because at least Paul Gasol is a more of an offensive player.
Yeah.
But with that said, like, shout out to the Lakers
Gotta go home.
signing Damian Jones for a 10-day contract. So
There you go.
hopefully they do give him a decent contract because the Lakers are in need of a shot blocker, and Marc Gasol is not it. Like, he could pass and stuff and everything, but like, if he's not making shots like from the 3-point line, like he's not a valuable piece.
It is what it
He
is.
really
I mean,
isn't.
like you said, we'll give the kid a chance. And when players want to go home, you let them go home. If that's what they want, they have their reasons. So let's go and get back on the diamond real quick.
Exactly.
Let's talk the New York.
All right.
Just a couple signings here, a couple quick signings. No, honestly, no huge names this week. A bunch of huge names last week and the week before. This week, not as much. The Mets signed former Seattle Mariner superstar Taijuan Walker, 2 years, $20 million. The Arizona Diamondbacks signed former closer Tyler Clippard, 1 year deal. San Francisco Giants got former All-Star Aaron Sanchez. The Braves signed former Diamondback superstar Jake Lamb. He's a third baseman, power hitter. And they also extended their manager, Brian Snicker, who's doing a hell of a job with the Atlanta Braves and that young core that they have over there. Shout out to him. The Rockies, Ian Desmond, former massive superstar, multiple-time All-Star, signed a mega deal in Colorado like 6 years ago or whatever it was. He sat out last year. He's going to sit out this year as well. But that's his choice. That's his prerogative, So it is what it is. Another cool story. Carlos Santana, switch hitting, power hitting catcher / first baseman, went to the Royals this year. And Danny Duffy, who's a superstar pitcher for the Royals, wears number 41, knows that number 41 is super, super important to Carlos Santana. So we have a Carson Wentz situation here again. But this time, Danny Duffy was more than willing to give the number 41 to Carlos Santana. So he's at the number 41. Danny Duffy is actually going to wear number 30 to honor the late, I'm not going to say great, but the late Yordano Ventura, who died in a car crash a number of years ago. It was a young and up-and-coming superstar for the Kansas City Royals.
Wow.
He's going to be wearing that number, so I think that's pretty cool. Former Angel Julio Teheran. This guy actually overcame COVID last year. He had COVID during spring training, and then he came back out of it and did pretty good. He wasn't awesome, but he did pretty good. He's going to play for the Tigers minor league system, but he will get an invite to spring training, so shout out to him for that. Another former Angel, former All-Star, Scott Kazmir, same thing, Giants minor league with an invite. Another former Angel, Cal State Fullerton's own, Jesse Chavez, is coming back to the Angels. I met him personally. Super cool dude. I'm super excited he'll be coming back. Minor league system, but he still has a chance to win. When you're a pitcher, you always have a chance to make the team. Like, it's that simple. So we'll see. Another story that's huge right now, with spring training being right around the corner, American League MVP, Chicago White Sox first baseman Jose Abreu has contracted COVID-19 days before spring training. Spring training starts tomorrow, George. I'm sorry, I went on Gilbert here to vent about this. Like, come on. Stop doing stupid stuff. Stop partying. Stop going out and doing whatever it is you're doing. Your season starts tomorrow. What are you thinking? I know it's training, but still. It's nuts.
Yeah.
People need to get their heads out of their butts.
Yeah, man. Man, people are just making wrong decisions. People are just not following protocols, and look what it got them. Like, it really cost them big time. So, I mean,
he's the American League MVP.
They don't like. Yeah, like I guess like we have people that don't care about like the protocols, and they don't realize how serious this thing is. Like, we're trying to fight the virus, and then if we keep having like people like them like partying or doing like certain stuff they're not supposed to be doing, then you're not helping like your whole team by doing all these stupid things. Because like like you said, their spring training starts tomorrow. I mean, like, that should be an exciting time for them to like go back to the field and try to win baseball games.
Yeah, exactly.
So like with that, you're just jeopardizing your chances of being in the baseball field, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
The part that bothers me, there's two things. He's asymptomatic, so he's not showing any symptoms. But that don't mean jack, bro. You still got it. You must have been out doing something you weren't supposed to, and that's against your contract. What are you doing? And he represents the American League as the American League MVP. You're the face of the
No,
American
yeah,
League right now. I mean, Mike Trout is baseball, but this guy is the face of the American League. It pisses me off. That's another
That's
reason.
crazy.
It sucks.
That's crazy.
I like this kid, but he done messed up.
You just got to make smarter decisions.
But with that said,
and not put your team in harm's way.
Yeah, but with that said, I am still excited. Like you just said, spring training's tomorrow. I believe it's the Blue Jays. They might be playing the Yankees. I know the Blue Jays are in action, which is going to be kind of crazy because the Blue Jays are going to be popping all over the place. They can't go to Toronto.
Are they in Florida or something, or are they playing?
They're going to be in Dundee, Florida, and then I think they're going to Buffalo again, and then possibly back to Toronto. But I'm just excited for baseball, George. It's been way too damn long, and I'm waiting for baseball. That. You know me. I was really pissed that Gilbert was wearing a Yankee shirt today because he's a Yankee fan. I will be smacking him next time I see him. Sorry, Gilbert. Anyway.
You better get on him, Ricky.
Bro, I was so pissed. The first thing I said when I saw him, I'm like, what the hell are you wearing? How dare you? And he's an Angel fan. Anyways, George, I just like spring training because it's like basketball, not G League. Yeah, G League or Summer League. You get to see the kids, man. You get to see the future. You get to see what's going to be your team in the next 5-10 years.
The Summer League was where you, exactly.
It's exciting. I love it. I'm super excited for it, and it's coming tomorrow. With that said, I'm pretty much out. George, if you got anything else you want to throw out there before we hit our recap. 3, 2, 1.
Well, I just want to tell all the players, all the professional players from baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, football, whatever the case may be, please follow protocols and not do any stupid things like going to parties or going to any places where there's like a lot of people, because you don't know if they have COVID or not.
Exactly.
And like, just wear your mask, stay 6 feet away from people, because we're living in a serious world and we're on the verge of trying to fight this virus. And if we do this together, we could beat the pandemic. So
I agree.
That goes to everybody in this whole wide world.
Yeah,
wear your freaking mask.
Everybody, wear a mask. Be smart. You can be with your friends. You can be with your family. I had my family here the other day from Washington. They had their masks off, or not from Washington, but I'm having them this weekend. But I've also had my niece and nephew that I haven't seen in like 3 years. Masks on. We played video games together. We hung out together.
Exactly.
We can go to theme parks. We can do stuff, George. It could happen. People follow the damn rules.
Exactly. And there's rumors that Six Flags might open up to a certain amount of capacity. So I'm just excited about that.
Absolutely.
I just want to have people just to follow these protocols, because Six Flags is my favorite place to go to at least once a summer. So everybody, please do not mess up the chance of me not going to Six Flags.
People are waiting. All the Disney nuts that are going crazy because Disney's about to open for the Foodie Fest. It's baby steps, man. And it doesn't matter if you're 5 or 95. Be smart. Be safe. Be careful out there. We love you guys. We're here for you guys. On behalf of all sports media team, it's myself, Double R, Ricky Rodriguez, my dude, Georgia Cholo over there. We had Gilbert A+ Asensio doing the dad thing. Again, 2 things. Georgia's got the mask. Make sure you wear your mask. A couple things. Wear your mask. Be nice to your family because of the whole, look at this crash behind me. You never know what can happen. Tell your family you love them. Be there for them. And one last thing, George. Remember, whether you're trying to score in life or climb the ladder of success, always reach for the title. We're out.